we need to get our act together to ensure that these three critical core industries register positive growth rates this year. I think it will help. Some of the decisions that are in the making will certainly help in that direction, and I'm sure we can share some of these decisions with you, say in early July. Yesterday, SEBI put out a press release and some decisions were taken. We've increased the limit of government debt from $25 billion to $30 billion, and this additional $5 billion is being earmarked for sovereign wealth funds, foreign central banks, multilateral agencies, organizations, and government agencies. This is a result of my visits overseas and my discussions with a number of sovereign wealth funds in Europe, in the Middle East, and I'm sure that the decision of SEBI yesterday, with the concurrence of RBI, will encourage sovereign wealth funds and foreign central banks to use this special window to invest in the Indian government debt market. The other thing that SEBI put out is the report of the Chandrasekhar Committee. I don't know if all of you have seen the press release. I would urge you to see it. There are 7 major recommendations. SEBI has called a meeting of the board on the 25th of June to take decisions on these recommendations. Government's views have been sought. We are discussing the matter. My preliminary view is that we are broadly in favor of the Chandrasekhar Committee recommendations. So our representatives on the board of SEBI will express this view when the SEBI board meets on the 25th of June. Of course, there are other board members. After taking note of their views, SEBI will announce the decisions, I hope, at the end of the meeting on the 25th of June. We think the Chandrasekhar Committee recommendations are extremely positive and they deserve to be accepted, of course, after a discussion. Now, on the outflows that have been reported and the current account deficit and gold imports, all of them in a way are interrelated. One of the reasons is yields on 10-year G-Sec bonds have fallen by 93 basis points between 1st August 2012 and 11th June 2013. In India, yields have fallen by 93 basis points. In the meanwhile, US 10-year bonds yields have gone up by 66 basis points. Therefore, the gap between Indian bond yields and US bond yields has narrowed by 160 basis points. Therefore, investors are taking a call, having regard to the cost of money in the US and adding to the hedging costs in India, whether it should remain invested or should sell or should buy. These are calls which individual investors will take, FIIs will take. But this is part of the international situation. We certainly want our yields to fall. We may not want US yields to go up, but we certainly want our yields to fall. But all this will settle down. All this will settle down, and they will find that even with the narrowing of the gap, yields in India are still attractive to the investor. Our yields are currently around 7.5%, 2% or so. And they are still very attractive compared to US bond yields. So investors will come back. Money will ultimately find a place where it can get the best returns. And I maintain that even after the narrowing of the gap, Indian markets offer among the best yields in the world. On gold, I'm happy that all my appeals are being heeded partly by the people of India. And I would still appeal to them. Net gold imports averaged $135 million a day in the first 13 business days of May till May 20. However, in the subsequent 14 business days, it averaged only $36 million. So gold imports have sharply come down, but I would be happy if they come down even further. I continue to hope and dream. Suppose we stop gold imports, not stop in the government stopping it. Suppose the people of India don't demand gold and we don't have to import gold for 1 year. Just imagine, for 1 year. The whole situation will so dramatically change. People who want to buy gold must realize that every ounce of gold is imported. Every ounce. No gold is manufactured in India. You pay rupees. We have to provide the dollars. You think you're buying gold in rupees, but actually you're buying gold in dollars. I would once again appeal to everyone. Please resist the temptation to buy gold. And if we can have it for 6 months, 1 year, almost minimal gold imports into the country, it will dramatically change the situation of the current account deficit. And you will see its positive impact on every other index that measures the economy. Stock market, exchange rate, interest rates. Ultimately, the key is investment. Investment is the key to growth. One of the reasons why we are addressing issues of coal pricing and gas pricing is to promote investment in the sector. Unless the correct price is paid, nobody will invest. This is not a matter of ideology. This is a matter of economics. People will invest only if they get a good price for their investment, for the products that will be produced through their investment, which is why addressing coal price issue and gas price issue are of paramount importance. We have now got a special cell in the Cabinet Secretariat to fast-track all the stalled projects. I think the gentleman is likely to meet me today or tomorrow. The approach will be get some early harvests. We will identify 20, 30, 40 projects that are nearing COD, but just require the little push, that one last approval, one last clearance, one last letter. Give it a push so that 20 or 30 or 40 projects, what we call the low-hanging fruit, among the 215 stalled private sector projects, can quickly take off the ground. We will push that in the remaining days of the month of June, and I'm sure by July I'll be able to tell you which are the projects that we have pushed towards a COD. The other equally important one is the DBT. We have appointed a mission director a couple of days ago. The sole job of the mission director is to ensure that the DBT rollout takes place smoothly and rapidly. We are determined to push LPG on the DBT. This will mean 12 crore families will get their subsidy through the DBT system. And that will have a profound impact on the manner in which subsidies are delivered to a very large part of India's population, 12 crore families. I'm sure the mission director will push for a smooth and rapid rollout of DBT, and you will see results in the next couple of months.